5. Seniors over 60 are in danger of ruined vacations. Act before it's too late. Have you ever felt unsure about whether your next vacation could turn into more stress than relaxation, especially now that you're past 60? If so, you're not alone. Many older adults look forward to traveling during their golden years, only to discover hidden pitfalls that can derail even the most well-planned trip. Today, we'll reveal 5 critical signs you might be overlooking that could spell disaster for your future trip. Don't worry, we'll also discuss practical ways to avoid these traps so you can enjoy your journeys with peace of mind. Perhaps you've dreamed of strolling along a sandy beach or taking a scenic train ride through the mountains. After all, retirement is the perfect time to see the world or visit faraway family. But as we age, a host of new concerns like health issues, financial worries, or even scam artists can creep in, turning that dream getaway into a nightmare. That doesn't mean you have to cancel your plans. Instead, by knowing what to look out for, you can take small steps to prevent big problems. Throughout this video script, you'll meet real people, seniors who encountered unexpected hassles that nearly ruined their vacations. From hidden medical emergencies to unforeseen travel costs, these stories illustrate how quickly things can go wrong when you're unprepared. Stay tuned until the end because we'll not only delve into these 5 warning signs, but we'll also give you actionable tips to safeguard your health, finances, and overall comfort while away from home. Before we dive in, let me encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. If you relate to a particular risk or story, feel free to comment 1 or 2 and so on. Your insights might just help someone else who's facing a similar dilemma. And if you find these tips helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content geared towards seniors seeking a fulfilling and safe lifestyle. With that said, let's explore the first major sign that could turn your well-deserved vacation into a nightmare. Sign 1: hidden health issues that erupt mid-trip. Have you ever noticed a little ache in your knee or perhaps a slight shortness of breath and thought, it's probably nothing? Many seniors do exactly that until they're in an unfamiliar place where medical care is either too far, too expensive, or too complicated to navigate. One of the most common ways a vacation gets ruined is through an unexpected health crisis that strikes at the worst possible time. Consider Margaret, a 67-year-old who decided to treat herself to a Caribbean cruise. She had mild arthritis and occasionally felt chest palpitations, but never enough to see a specialist. 2 days into her cruise, Margaret started feeling severe discomfort in her chest and shortness of breath. The ship's medical staff offered basic care, but they suspected a more serious heart issue. Because they were in the middle of the ocean, Margaret had to wait until the next port to get advanced treatment. That wait not only added to her medical risk, but it also ended her vacation prematurely. She was airlifted to a hospital in a foreign country she knew nothing about. I felt completely alone and terrified, Margaret later shared. The entire trip turned into a disaster. Stories like Margaret's highlight why seniors need to be extra cautious about potential health issues. Even minor ailments like swollen ankles or dizziness can escalate in a new environment. Air travel increases the risk of deep vein thrombosis for those predisposed. Hot and humid climates can worsen conditions such as asthma or heart problems, and unfamiliar foods might trigger severe allergic reactions. These situations can quickly spiral into emergencies when you're far from your usual doctor. So what can you do to prevent this scenario? First, always consult your primary healthcare provider before booking a trip. Explain where you plan to go and for how long, so they can advise you on necessary vaccinations, medication adjustments, or potential red flags. Second, consider purchasing comprehensive travel insurance that specifically covers pre-existing conditions and emergency evacuation if needed. Many seniors overlook the fine print, assuming they're covered when they're not. Third, carry a copy of your medical records and an updated list of your medications. If language barriers are a concern, have these details translated into the local language. Finally, pace yourself. It's tempting to cram every sightseeing opportunity into your schedule, but your body might not handle the strain as it once did. Build in rest days, stay hydrated, and listen to any signs your body gives you. Remember, it's far better to be prepared and not need extra precautions than to need them and be caught off guard in a place with limited medical resources. If you've ever had a health scare that disrupted your travel, share one in the comments. Who knows, your story might encourage someone else to take better precautions. Moving on to our next point, let's talk about a different kind of risk that can sneak up on you just as quickly: financial pitfalls. Sign 2: financial pitfalls that drain your savings. Have you considered how a single unexpected travel expense, like a canceled flight, medical emergency, or scam, can quickly eat into your hard-earned savings? Many seniors assume they've budgeted enough for their trip, only to discover hidden fees, currency exchange mishaps, or fraudulent charges that leave them in a financial bind. A vacation is supposed to be relaxing, but nothing is more stressful than running out of money or realizing you've been scammed in an unfamiliar place. Meet George, a 72-year-old veteran who meticulously saved for a European tour. He proudly budgeted for flights, hotels, and tours, confident he had everything covered. However, once George arrived, he was surprised by a slew of unexpected costs: city taxes on hotel rooms, mandatory tour guide fees he hadn't anticipated, and even luggage storage charges. Additionally, George fell victim to an airport scam when a so-called taxi driver charged him triple the normal fare, claiming George had misunderstood the local currency. By the end of the second week, he found his vacation fund dangerously low, forcing him to cut the trip short. "I'd planned to see so much," George said, "but the money just vanished before I knew it." This cautionary tale underscores the vulnerability seniors face, particularly when traveling internationally. Scammers may target older adults, believing they're less likely to notice they're being overcharged or tricked into unnecessary services. Even legitimate costs like currency exchange fees or higher than expected tour prices can add up quickly if you haven't done your research. How do you safeguard against financial pitfalls? Start by researching your destination thoroughly. Look up common scams in the area and familiarize yourself with the local currency. If possible, use credit cards with robust fraud protection rather than carrying large amounts of cash. Keep an eye on exchange rates and fees. Some credit cards don't charge foreign transaction fees, which can save you a bundle. Also, read the fine print on hotel bookings and tour packages. Make sure you know whether taxes or service charges are included. Last but not least, invest in travel insurance that covers trip cancellations, lost luggage, and emergency medical issues. Sometimes paying a little extra up front can save you thousands in unexpected bills later. If you've ever had a financial mishap while traveling, maybe a surprise charge or a hidden fee, two below. Next, we'll move on to a travel risk that often goes unnoticed until it's too late: emotional and physical exhaustion. Sign 3: exhaustion and burnout. Cutting your trip short. Are you someone who remembers a time when you could hop off a plane and explore a new city without skipping a beat? For many seniors, that level of stamina has changed. Traveling often involves long lines, delayed flights, heavy luggage, and plenty of walking in places you're not accustomed to. If you're pushing yourself too hard, you risk burning out, which can make every part of your vacation feel like an uphill battle. Consider Linda, a 68-year-old retired nurse who planned a whirlwind tour of Asia. Despite being in decent shape, she packed her itinerary with back-to-back sightseeing from morning to night. Jet lag hit her harder than expected. She found herself wide awake at 2 a.m. and unable to function by mid-afternoon. On the third day, Linda was so exhausted that she developed a migraine and had to stay in her hotel room. Eventually, she had to cancel 2 major city tours. "I thought I could do it all," Linda admitted, "but my body told me otherwise." This scenario is more common than you might think. Seniors who are used to being active can still be caught off guard by the rigors of travel, particularly across multiple time zones. The physical stress of hauling luggage, standing in security lines, and navigating unfamiliar transit systems can accumulate quickly. Add in the emotional stress of being in an unfamiliar environment, and you have a recipe for burnout. So what's the solution? First, plan a realistic itinerary. It might be tempting to see everything in one trip, but building in rest days or shorter tours can make the entire experience more enjoyable. Second, invest in services that lighten your load. A porter for your bags, a pre-arranged car service from the airport, or even a group tour that handles all the logistics. Third, don't underestimate the power of good sleep and proper nutrition. Dehydration, lack of protein, or too much caffeine can wreak havoc on your energy levels. Last, consider direct flights or flights with comfortable layovers so you're not sprinting through airports. If you have mobility issues, request assistance in advance. If you've ever returned from a vacation feeling like you needed a vacation from your vacation, let us know by commenting 3. Next up, we'll address a unique but critical threat to your travel plans: scams and frauds specifically aimed at seniors. Sign 4. Targeted scams that exploit older travelers. Have you worried about being tricked or scammed while far from home, possibly in a place where you don't speak the language fluently? Sadly, scammers often view seniors as prime targets, believing older adults might be less tech-savvy or more trusting. From fake travel websites to bogus helpful locals, these scams can swiftly ruin your vacation, leaving you financially strained and emotionally rattled. Meet Irene, a 70-year-old who booked what seemed like an amazing last-minute travel package to Hawaii she found online. The website looked professional, offered glossy photos, and promised substantial discounts for seniors. Excited about the deal, she entered her credit card information and personal details. When Irene arrived at the Honolulu airport, she realized there was no rental car waiting and her hotel reservation was non-existent. To make matters worse, fraudsters had used her credit card details to make large, unauthorized purchases. "I felt so embarrassed," Irene said, "and I couldn't believe how easily I fell for it." This story highlights why seniors must stay vigilant. Even if you're relatively tech-savvy, it's easy to be lured in by offers that appear legitimate. The tactics vary. Some scammers pose as official airline representatives via phone or email, while others create entire fake websites offering rock-bottom prices. In-person scams can be just as damaging. A kind stranger might insist on carrying your luggage, only to demand a hefty tip, or a fake tour guide might promise exclusive access to landmarks, then vanish with your money. So how do you avoid these pitfalls? First, always verify the source. Book through well-known travel platforms or reputable travel agents, and read reviews from multiple sites, especially if the deal seems too good to be true. Second, set strict privacy settings on social media so scammers can't easily gather personal data about you. Third, consider using a credit card specifically designed for travel that has strong fraud protection. If you receive a suspicious email or phone call about a last-minute deal, don't click on links or provide personal details. Instead, contact the company directly through a verified phone number or website. And remember, if something feels off or too perfect, trust your gut. Better to miss an iffy deal than walk into a scam. If you've ever encountered a travel scam online or in person, comment 4 to let others know it can happen to anyone. Our final sign touches on a critical aspect often overlooked by seniors heading on vacation: mobility and accessibility challenges that can unexpectedly limit your enjoyment. Sign 5. Mobility and accessibility hurdles you didn't see coming. Have you paused to consider how easily you can handle cobblestone streets, steep stairs, or buses without ramps? Many seniors look forward to exploring new destinations, only to discover that the terrain, transportation, or lodging is not nearly as accessible as they assumed. These challenges can lead to pain, injuries, or a sense of frustration that steals the joy from your trip. Take Roger, a 74-year-old who embarked on a European adventure. He didn't think much about the uneven pavements or the fact that many historic sites lacked elevators. By the third day, Roger was battling knee pain from climbing old cathedral steps and balancing on rough walkways. He almost fell more than once, narrowly avoiding serious injury. "I learned the hard way that not every place is senior-friendly," Roger admitted, "and it really put a damper on my trip." The issue can be even more pressing if you rely on a walker, cane, or wheelchair. Some popular tourist spots, especially in older cities, have limited accessibility or require special permits for vehicles. Public transportation can be crowded or devoid of priority seating, making it difficult for seniors to travel comfortably. And accommodations labeled as accessible might only offer a single grab bar or a ramp that's too steep, leaving you to fend for yourself. How do you safeguard against these hidden mobility traps? First, do thorough research. Look for destinations known for good accessibility and read reviews from other older travelers. Second, contact hotels, tour operators, and transportation companies ahead of time to inquire about ramps, elevators, or available assistance. Third, consider bringing mobility aids, comfortable shoes, and possibly a portable seat or cane with a fold-out stool. Don't push beyond your limits. It's okay to take breaks or skip certain sites if they pose too much risk. Safety and comfort should be your priority. If you've ever been caught off guard by inaccessible destinations or found yourself struggling physically more than expected, comment by 5. By sharing your story, you can help others plan wisely. Now, let's bring all these signs together and discuss how to protect your dream vacation. Practical tips and final thoughts. We've explored 5 significant signs that could spell trouble for seniors over 60, potentially ruining a long-awaited vacation. From hidden health issues and financial pitfalls to exhausting itineraries, elaborate scams, and overlooked mobility challenges, each of these can disrupt your trip, if not end it prematurely. But here's the good news. Knowledge is power. By recognizing these signs early and taking proactive steps, you can mitigate risks and travel with greater peace of mind. To wrap up, let's summarize a few key tips. Be proactive about health. Schedule a thorough medical checkup before you travel. Make sure your medications are up to date and consider additional coverage for pre-existing conditions. Keep a basic first aid kit with you and don't ignore early warning signs like persistent shortness of breath or sudden swelling in your feet. Secure your finances. Protect your hard-earned savings by researching local scams, understanding currency exchanges, and choosing a credit card with strong fraud protection. Read the fine print on travel deals and consider setting aside a contingency fund for emergencies or unexpected fees. Pace yourself. Embrace a realistic schedule, plan downtime, stay hydrated, and fuel your body with nutritious meals. Remember that being adventurous doesn't mean exhausting yourself to the point where you can't enjoy the rest of your trip. Stay vigilant against scams. Whether booking online or navigating a new city, be wary of offers that sound too good to be true. Keep personal and financial information private and verify any unsolicited communications through official channels. Account for accessibility. Research each destination's accommodations and transit systems. Ask direct questions about ramps, elevators, or other special arrangements you might need. Bring appropriate footwear and mobility aids and give yourself permission to skip physically demanding attractions. 3 key tips for a safe, enjoyable vacation. Plan early and thoroughly. Give yourself at least a few months to organize your trip, especially if you have specific health or mobility needs. Early planning allows you to spot and address potential problems before you're already on the plane. Reach out for help. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the details, health concerns, finances, or logistics, seek professional advice. Travel agents specializing in senior travel can offer packages designed with older adults in mind. Similarly, consult with your doctor about fitness routines or medication schedules tailored to your trip. Stay connected. Keep family or close friends updated on your itinerary. Set check-in times, either via phone calls or messages, so someone at home knows you're safe. If something does go wrong, having a reliable contact can expedite solutions like finding medical care, contacting the embassy, or helping with urgent financial transfers. Final reflections. Vacations are meant to be a source of joy, relaxation, and new experiences. They should energize you, not leave you feeling vulnerable, frightened, or financially drained. By acknowledging these 5 signs, hidden health issues, financial pitfalls, travel exhaustion, targeted scams, and mobility challenges, you're already ahead of the curve. The important thing is not to let fear hold you back. Instead, let your newfound awareness guide you towards smarter, safer decisions. We hope this discussion helps you feel more confident about planning your next adventure. After all, you've earned the right to enjoy every moment, whether it's on a cruise, a road trip, or a flight overseas. If any of these signs hit home for you, please comment below. Type your comment in the title of this video. Plus, type in listener, type 1 if financial surprises got you, if 3 if exhaustion took its toll, 4 if scams caught you off guard, or 5 if accessibility was an unexpected issue. Sharing your story not only helps you process the experience, but also offers valuable lessons to others in our community. If you found these insights helpful, feel free to like this video and subscribe. We're dedicated to providing content that improves the quality of life for seniors, covering everything from health and finances to travel and relationships. And if you know someone else who might benefit from these tips, like a friend planning a big trip, please share this video with them. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, a fulfilling vacation is still well within your reach. With the right planning, you can turn potential pitfalls into manageable challenges. May your future travels be filled with wonderful memories, free from the worries that could otherwise derail your well-deserved rest. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.